Hello, welcome to the Objective Zone. Danger to the... Anyway, hello, welcome to T-Sports Network. I'm your host, Rob, and it's a lovely, lovely 10:15 here in the UK. But it's about 1:15 over in Orange County, California, where we're going to go and look at the final round of the Smalltown Throwdown, organised by the Old Town Throwdown crew and everyone else. So the Nuge, Gareth, and they're going to be bringing us all the hot action from an exciting final round. Now, these two players that we're seeing play are players who are undefeated. They are in the final to win it of this 40-person, 5-round, 2-day event of Age of Sigmar standard, so 2,000 points. Really exciting. The TO's made the decision to allow the new Ogor More Tribes book in, which is pretty amazing considering we only got the Ogor More Tribes information last week, and they're already in the final. Day of release was yesterday. and they're already in the final. So well, let's go look at the table right now, and then we can start talking about what we're seeing and what the lists are and all those other things. Because, yeah, that's right, chat. It's Underguts time. It's so exciting. Okay, Tom Guan, our traveling Warhammer roadie all over the world. If there is an event going, Tom Guan is likely at it. He's US-based and has been part of Team America as well, has travelled all around the world to go to Warhammer events. A former War Machine and Hordes player of incredible note. I call Tom Silent Violence. He's done some live coverage with me and has done some commentary at loads of events as well in of his own right. Always plays a variety of different lists. I think he's currently one of the best performing players in Living City. Oh, sorry, in Cities of Sigmar is where he's been doing really well at the moment. But right now, he's the third most successful player in the world, behind two other members of Team America, and that's Jeremy Vissier in top, who's also a bit of a West Coast warrior. So West Coast, arguably currently best coast. That's what the numbers say. Gavin, based in Texas, in second place, and then Guan. So Tom Guan of no fixed abode. I don't know where Tom really sits his allegiance, but he's in third place as well. So this is in the TSN rankings. So I'm not surprised to see him up there. He plays a lot. He plays really well, and he always plays really solid lists. Really excited to talk about his list as well in a moment, because apparently Tom represents whoever pays him the most. That's what I'm just hearing right now. So yeah, if we just look at the stats for a moment, he's in third place there with 6 event results. He's got a 26-4 record right now, which is pretty incredible. He's up against Gregory. Gregory's actually new to Age of Sigmar in kind of relative terms. He started playing at the beginning of 3rd edition, or just before 3rd edition, during lockdown. He's playing with a Bloodtooth Ironjawz army. So Underguts being played by Tom, Ogres at the top of the board, and then Gregory with his Ironjawz at the bottom. Started playing in 3rd edition, formerly played a load of 40k, and then has moved on to playing Age of Sigmar after lockdowns and other things, where he plays some TTS with his friends. He says he mainly plays greenskins. He's got a big competition and local rivalry with Aaron, who we saw play in the previous round. Him and Aaron are kind of arguing it out and battling it out for who is the best greenskins player in the West Coast, or in that kind of local meta. He's also, when he traveled over, he used to be from New York State. So New York State, he moved over to California and hung out, and then he started playing Warhammer with all of his bros over there, or met a bunch of new people, importantly, playing Warhammer there, and they became his friends. He said it was a great way of developing a new social network, and he was really happy that the Nuge and Gareth had been putting on all these events because he got to meet a load of people, and it's become his local community, which is absolutely fantastic. But he's 4-0. Tom Guan is 4-0. Both players looking to be the winner of the Smalltown Throwdown. Should we look at the lists? This is going to be pretty fun. So if we just take a moment to look at the list belonging to Gregory, he's got an Ironjawz Bloodtooth's army. Those Bloodtooths mean that he's going to have his Gore Grunters be battle line. He's got 2 units of 6 and 2 units of 3 Gore Grunters. And he's got Bounty Hunters on 3 of those units of Gore Grunters. He's also got a Mega Boss and Maw Crusher, a Fungoid Cave Shaman for some extra CP and a bit of spellcasting. And then he's got 2 Uruk War-Enchanters and a Mega Boss. The Fungoid Cave Shaman, the Mega Boss and Maw Crusher has got the Mega Bossy command trait, and he's got the Armor of Gork. So he's a little bit more survivable than you would normally see, which is really good, because he's really going to need to be in this matchup, because he's up against a brand new book, Ogre More Tribes Underguts. There's a Butcher who's got the Reluctant Rabble Rouser command trait, which is a absolutely fantastic command trait. This is Noblar units wholly within 18 inches do not take battleshot tests. He's then got the spell, the Blubber Grub Stench, which is Rhinox units wholly within 12 inches become monsters, and so they count as 10 on objectives, and also they'll do mortal wound impact hits on 4s. 4 Iron Blasters, a Frostlord on Stonehorn, 3 units of 4 Lead Belchers as battle line, because in Underguts, because if you've got a general, who is a Gutbuster, which is the Butcher, then you're going to get the lead belchers as battle line, and then 2 units of 20 Noblars. Now, I was actually speaking to Gregory. Gregory has already played against. Yes, Greg in the chat, what up? Gregory has already played against 3 Iron Blasters earlier today. He said he's more scared of the Noblars. The Noblars have got an amazing ability. When you move within range of 6 inches of Noblars on a 4-up, you take D3 mortal wounds. But that means a normal move. That means a charge move. That means a pile-in move. That also means if you do a monstrous action that you can do with the Stonehorn. It's going to be wild. Okay, let's talk about the Gore Grunters, which we haven't seen deployed yet, but they are 5 wounds apiece on a 4-up armor save. We've got 2 units of 6, which means that's 30 wounds apiece, and then 2 units of 3, which are 15 wounds apiece. No ward save, though, and that 4-up armor save is normally pretty good. The problem, ladies and gentlemen, the problem that we're going to see is that they're going into this brand new Ogre army. I'm going to try and talk about why this Ogre army is so good and what it's going to be able to bring. I'm sure many of you who are big Age of Sigmar fans don't need to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's in the subfaction Underguts, and that improves the rend of missile weapons used by friendly Underguts-led Belchers and Iron Blasters by 1. Okay, so that means the Rend 2 that we get on Iron Blasters, which either have a 24-inch shot or a 12-inch shot. It might actually be 30 inches, so there we go, making them today. But he's got 2 shots each, and don't forget he's got 4 Iron Blasters. He's got 4 Iron Blasters, so he's going to have 8 shots, hitting on 4s, wound on 2s. But because they're in Underguts, they're going to be Rend 3, damage D3 plus 1. If you get within range of 12 inches, then it's going to be 10 shots, 3s and 3s, Rend 1 or Rend 2 because it's Underguts. Okay, Rob, that's a lot of shots. I know what you're saying. It's a lot of shots, but we're not finished there. What if you're shooting against a Maw Crusher? Well, his general has got the gruesome trophy rack, where you add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Gutbuster units wholly within 12 inches. So they were hitting on 4s, now they're hitting on 3s. And that's not just the Iron Blasters, but the Lead Belchers as well. So they're all getting +1 to hit. Pretty crazy. Like, that's really good. So now they're just going to do loads of damage at range. He's also got that Stonehorn, which we haven't seen deployed on the board yet. That's going to be going down at some point. And Stonehorn's got this brand new monstrous action called the Stonehorn, called Unstoppable Charge. It's on a Stonehorn unit only, and what you get to do is after you've made a charge move, then you get to roll 3d6, move that amount like you fly, and when you fly, on every unit you pass across on a 2-up, take D3 mortal wounds. So you're going to get shot at range, you're going to get shot up close. If you move towards the Noblars, you're going to take mortal wounds. And then a big, hairy snowball is going to come and beat you up. And my question is this, chat. My question is this to everyone who's watching right now. Is this a more Ironjawz the Ironjawz army? Is this a more fighty? I don't know. Is Gregory up against it? I don't even know. I'm so excited to find out. So excited to find out. Thanks for all the great content. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I wouldn't be able to bring any of this content if it wasn't for Gareth, who's been my table boss. He's great. I'm going to tune into him right now, see how he's doing. Hey, Gareth, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Had
a good lunch.
Good, good. This is not the first time you've seen this list play. Am I right?
Not the first time I've seen either list play, but yeah, I saw, I refed a table that Tom was on yesterday, and I watched another of his games as well. So this will be the 3rd game I've watched Tom play this list, this tournament.
Can you give us?
And it is horrible.
Yeah, can you give us kind of an insight of what we might be about to see?
We're gonna, as you said, the Noblars are just really annoying. You are worried about moving because you move within 6, you take those D3, you move, you charge, you take D3. Something you didn't mention, Greg's subfaction ability allows him to make a pile-in move with his pigs at the end of the combat phase, I think.
Yes.
Well, if he does that, he's going to take another D3 mortal wounds.
Don't do that.
So, it's just, anything that makes your opponent worry about doing stuff is a real benefit, right? So it's a passive defense mechanism that Tom's got that happens in Greg's turn. And it means that whenever Craig's making a decision, in the back of his mind, he's got, if I do this, I'm going to take D3 mortal wounds. And of course, he's a combat army. He wants to be in Tom's face. So he's got no choice but to take those wounds. But it's really horrible.
Yeah.
And then you make that charge, you take the D3 from the Noblars, and then you're probably going to get an Unleash Hell, and those things will just smack you up. It's tough.
It's really exciting. Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much for that. I mean, great analysis. Absolutely excellent. There's also some things to say in that there's a spell, Blubbergurb Stench. So not only do those Iron Blasters shoot you super well, but if that spell goes off, they're all going to count as monsters for the charge. Ogres have got a cool kind of allegiance ability where when they charge you, whatever the result of the dice roll on the charge is, you have to roll that many dice, and on a 6 you do a mortal wound. But if they're monsters, it's going to be a 4. So it's an army that you charge, take damage, and then you just suffer for the process. I can't wait to see how this does, especially as Gregory has played against it and has already beaten it. So, is this all before the meme, before 4 Iron Blasters all even becomes a meme on the internet? Is it already going to be defeated by Gregory? Is Gregory already going to be the person who pushes it down? Talk about the battle plan. Silk Steel Nets. There are 6 objectives where some spiders... Oh, 8, yeah, correct. It literally shows it on the screen, but I still can't count. There are 8 objectives, and it's where spiders live. Yeah, 8 legs, 8 limbs, 8 objectives. And the spiders live there, and you control the objectives like you control objectives normally, but from the beginning of Battle Round 2, you burn the objectives. And if you burn the objectives, you potentially have to roll against your bravery, and you can take D3 mortal wounds, which can be a bit of a problem. I personally love Silk Steel Nets as a battle plan, specifically because armies that normally like to castle, like you can see that big ogre castle at the top there, normally struggle because they can't deploy wide. And if you look, this objective on the far left-hand side isn't held by Tom. He's only holding these 3. But the general consensus by the competitive wargaming community when you play Silk Steel Nets is you play a flank and then you just roll the flank the other way. So you decide to take this half of the board and then you just pivot the board. That's what a lot of people call it. And therefore you're just playing up or down the board. And as you can see, Tom's moved pretty aggressively along that route. He's going to be able to cover this portion of his board. And as you can see, the Stonehorn is here. Now, talking about terrain, we have 2 garrisons, garrison here, and garrison here. So you're not going to be able to move past them. Oh, sorry, you're not going to be able to land on them. You can move around them, of course. And they're both mystical. Now, this was placed by Gregory. Terrain at the event is player placed. So your opponent, you and your opponent roll off. The person who is the defender gets to place all of the terrain, and then you roll. And there are places where you pick them. There's been maps created for the event by the event organizers. And so you go, I have to place a piece here, but it can be the pieces that you want. So there's always 2 impassable, there's always 2 forests, there's always 2 garrisons. I really like that as a system. That's really nice, actually. It really adds some little like fun to the beginning of the game between you and your opponent. So yeah, that's a really cool feature. That's very, very fun. And then you roll for the mystical, on the mystical terrain table, and then you choose as the defender which results they are as well, and then the attacker obviously picks a side, which is great. So yeah, really fun system actually. I really, really like that. I think that's quite cool. So that means that we've ended up with 2 garrisons in the middle, and they're both mystical, which kind of makes sense. Here we go. Tom gets the choice, and he has given it to Greg. Oh boy. Okay. So big fans are going to be loving how well painted the Iron Blasters are by Tom. He actually hasn't done them himself. A local person has painted them and have been running this. One of the Harambe's Heroes guys have been playing it religiously, and he's borrowed it off him and has brought it for this event. So it's a borrowed army, I think. I'm not sure about Gregory's. Did he paint it himself? Not sure. So Tom has given the turn away. Gregory gets to choose a battle tactic. And then we're off. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, who are you rooting for? That's what I want to know. Who is your money on? Is it the Tom Guan? Is it the new guy, Gregory, with his Ironjawz? Who are we rooting for? This is going to be interesting. I mean, I got to say, I feel like my table boss might be biased. Gareth, surely you want it to be won by the local guy. Is that right?
Sorry, say that again.
I was saying, surely you want it to be won by the local guy.
They're both local.
Is Tom local?
Yeah, Tom's from here.
Oh, well, never mind then. Okay. So, are you rooting for anyone?
I'm rooting for the Ironjawz simply because I don't like ogres right now. They
That's fair.
actually no. I am rooting for the ogres because I want them to be nerfed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, big brain. That's a
Yeah,
small, yeah, short-term loss for a long-term gain. Smart play. Yeah. Thank you
right
very
to
much.
desecrate on the center objective.
Thank you. Okay, so the first desecrate has been taken by Gregory here. I think Gregory's plan is probably to, and this has been a bit of a strategy that we learned in the Netherlands where the Dutch live, that if you can't beat it, then you indeed just yeet it. We might see the whole army just go, as they say, which is going to be interesting. A local final with local people. Do we know how many drinks Tom has had? That's the question we'll find out. Manny Waters wants Ironjawz to win. Kenny wants the Underguts to win. RK Sanders wants Big Guan to Guan. Drew Barry wants the Ogres to win. Okay, it's the brand new Ogre book. The brand new Ogre book. Currently 4-0. This is the final round going into the 5-0. The first turn, Tom Guan got the choice and he's given the turn away. If you want to look at the lists are in the chat. So we've seen Mighty Destroyers already been activated by the Mega Boss and War Crusher. Okay, what's Mighty Destroyers? Great question, Rob. If first time you don't know how the Ironjawz work, it's all exciting seeing the new book, but Ironjawz have got the ability to move in the hero phase if there's no enemy units within 12 inches. So they make a normal move. And now you can see them being moved right now. So that's these Ironjawz over here on the right. So these are the Gore Grunters. Oh, Gore Grunters. Did he yet? No, it's back. It's all back. There we go. These are the Gore Grunters, and they move base 9. So this means they've got an effective move of 18 inches when using Mighty Destroyers. So you can just go ham, as they say. The pig-based joke. So they can whip across the board, and that's really effective because it means they get to smash in. What else can happen? They can also call a war. The Gore Grunters are incredibly good because they can be battle line. They also are Ren 2 on their close combat weapons from the riders. And then when they call a war, they go up to Ren 3. So they're so good for dealing with armor. They also get +1 damage from the War Chanters. So normally they're damage 1, and they're pointed like they're damage 1, but they go up to damage 2 because of the War Chanters. So each pig, each Gore Grunter model has got the Rider with 3 attacks, and then the Pig with 4 for 7 attacks base. So even a unit of 3 is going to have 21 attacks with a 22nd attack for the champion. That hit on 3s and wound on 3s. But they can get +1 to hit from 3 different units thanks to the Mega Boss and War Crusher. So it can be 2s and 2s. 2s and 3s. So it's just very, very effective. So they've got massive combat output, and then when they charge in, if they kill a unit, so the Noblars have already done 3 mortal wounds. He got within 6 inches. But he took 3 mortal wounds, but he warded 2 of them. Okay, so he just took 3 mortal wounds from just getting within 6 inches of Noblars here. That's it. The Gore Grunters also, when they charge in, for each one that charges in, will do a mortal wound on a 2+. So if 6 charge in, then we'll roll 6 dice, and on a 2 up, they'll take a mortal wound. So a lot of output. They also have something called smashing and bashing. So once they go in, they're going to attack. If they wipe out a unit, they get to attack again. He's really going to be trying to just wipe out as many units as he can. Look at what Tom has done with his War Pot. He's used it to screen his army. Absolutely love that. That's some top tech. Do you get an extra command point if you sing the Ogre song? Yes. Yes, you absolutely do. The Mega Boss and War Crusher hasn't done a charge here. What he's done is his move. He's Mighty Destroyers. He's moved, and then he's got the Fasten command trait. Not command trait. He's got the Fasten mount trait. So he's been able to move 36 inches in a single turn. Did he just take more mortal wounds? No. It failed. He didn't roll a 4-up. You do have to roll a 4-up with them. So this is really interesting because Gregory's played this list, and oh my god, Like, honestly, when you see this, you think, nah, he doesn't survive this. This is already game over. This is just like the alpha. Don't forget, Tom had the turn. He got the turn. He got the choice to give the turn away. He wanted this to happen. So, this is pretty interesting. Gregory's chosen to desecrate their lands. So, he's chosen to grab a terrain piece. So, I think it's going to be a terrain piece over here. Count as 5 on that. And then we can see those Gore Grunters on the right-hand side move. The other thing is like, this army, it doesn't, like, as you can see, he's moved really aggressively towards his opponent, very much like a Nurgle fly list would do. But that means his back field objectives are very lightly defended, right? This is a lot of work to kill 20 Noblars. It is. I agree. I mean, I'd almost be tempted in some ways to just yeet the Maw Crusher forward on the first turn, maybe with a unit of 3 pigs, because then the trophy rack. So the trophy rack, which is from on the general, which general can see here, that means that everyone gets +1 to hit against a hero or monster, and there's only one hero or monster that matters really, which is the Mega Boss Maw Crusher. So I'd probably just always throw him in first because he doesn't have long to live. Those Iron Blasters are currently Ren 3. And they're either damage D3 +3 or they're damage 2, which is just. Oh, but when they're damage 2, they're only Ren 2. Again, if we just take a moment to look at the War Scroll. Here. Yeah, so Ren 2, D3 +3, or Ren 1, damage 1. But, Ren 1, damage 2. But in Underguts, so the sub-faction, you're going to get a +1 to both of those. So just very, very effective. Very, very good. I just want to see what happens. That's all I'm excited about. Now, nail biting stuff. So we've just seen a redeploy from Tom, and he's redeploying his Noblars. He got within 1 inch. Oh, redeploy was 1. Okay, and he hasn't moved towards anything. Up a little bit. Moved back. Yeah, trying to guarantee the unleash. I mean, there's also that as well, right? There's also an unleash hell that's going to come in from either from this unit of lead belchers or from one of the big iron blasters at the back. Thank you very much for pointing out that that we've done some graphics. We actually have done graphics for not most of the battle tomes, some of the battle tomes, and we're trying to do more. The reason we're doing Objective Zone every week is so that we can justify the sheer volume of time that it requires to create that level of graphics. Actually been in the studio since 9 a.m. this morning, and it's now 10:30 a.m. PM. Creating the graphics so we can make some nice extra stuff. Not finished yet, but eventually next year we'll have them all programmed in so we can look at unit profiles and all sorts of stuff and damage stats and all sorts of fun things, which is what you'd expect from a sports broadcast. So we're going to look forward. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. That's what we're here for. Or maybe you just want to see the dice rolled. Probably that. Probably loads of column B, in my opinion. That's what I want as well. Okay, so we've moved 6 pigs in the middle. We've also brought the 3 pigs up as well. He's just leaving nothing on the table. This is all in. So he's chosen this terrain piece for Desecrate in the middle. So that unit of 3 ran, thank you very much to Teo was here, into the middle to grab that center objective. So if everything does charge, they're going to move off this objective. And so he just off the piece of terrain. So he wants to make sure he maintains that. Can we get graphic effects on dice rolls? Maybe. Thanks to Big Phil in the chat for resubscribing. Loads of love. Hello. I hope you've had a good weekend too. Phil, well done on the 4-1. This is top of 1, Cabbage. Don't worry, you haven't missed it. Chat, you haven't missed anything. Okay, so we're just seeing that this garrison, so this large building here, Greg has moved all of his characters. So a War Chanter, a Madcap Shaman, and a Mega Boss, if I'm not right, a Mega Boss on foot are all behind this piece of terrain, hoping to hide from the shooting over there. And there's another War Chanter over here. This is a top of 1. Tom got the choice to go first. He gave the turn away to Gregory. Gregory chose Desecrate. Okay, so don't worry, you haven't missed it. You haven't missed the beginning of the internet meme that is 4 Iron Blasters. But Gregory is fresh. Mega Boss just killed 3 with shooting, 3 Noblars. Don't forget, Gregory's fresh off a win against one of these lists. There was actually 3 Ogre armies here, all Underguts. Tom is actually fresh off a Ogre Mirror for the win. So Tom already got it. Greg has called the war. We're at Rend 3. So +1 Rend on all of the attack profiles and +1 to charge. Right? Mega Boss on foot is sneaky good. I don't think he's... Are you telling me he's cunning? Because I think that the Mega Boss on foot is brutal. I don't think he's cunning at all. But I'll believe you. Rumor has it Spell Effect graphics coming in the new year. Double Bluff. Yes. Spell Effect graphics. Yes. We'll try and get it all eventually. I'd like this to be the best... Okay, the Maw Crusher at the top has made a charge. He's in. Hey, Dobbles. Hello, hello. Okay, so have we taken... Oh, so don't forget there are Noblars. Again, important to note, there are 2 units, 20 Noblars. Not only those Noblars screening the board, if you get within 6 inches, in any move, which can include a normal move, a charge move, a pile-in move, or a fly around the board move, because we're about... Oh my god, first time we're going to see it live on the air. I'm so excited. We're not seeing it yet, but we are going to see it in the monstrous action step. We're going to see Unstoppable Charge, the Stonehorn. He's going to move 3d6 like he can fly, and then fly around. Okay, so an Iron Blaster is unleashing hell into the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher at the top of the board. Right, this is gonna be fun. He's doing 10 shots. Rend, sorry, 3s and 3s. Normally it would be 4s. It's normally 3s and 3s. In fact, let's just look at the profile. It's normally 3s and 3s. Rend 1, damage 2. But -1 to hit because it's unleashed hell, but +1 to hit from the trophy rack makes it 3s, 3s again. At Rend 2 because of Underguts and damage 2. He took 4 damage. So far, the Mega Boss and Maw Crusher has taken a mortal wound from the Noblars and 4 damage from Overwatch. So he's taken 5 damage already at the top of the board, right? Oh, and another one from the Noblars from when he charged as well. So that's, oh my goodness, he's taken 6 already. And as of yet, has done nothing. 6 already. 6 in his own turn. 6 in his own turn. Okay, here we go. The Gore Grunters are in. Okay, so he got a 9-inch charge. He's all the way in. So he's definitely going to be looking to activate smashing and bashing. What that means is he's very much looking to wipe this unit out, and then he's looking to pile in with the Mega Boss and Maw Crusher, and then try... Yes, in the lovely flower petal formation, yes. And then attempt to murder one of those cannons at the back of the board, so the big Iron Blasters. 5 already dead from the impact hits. That means he's definitely going to be able to... Oh, he's going to be able to get a Gore Grunter in. He wants to try and get some Gore Grunters into the Lead Belchers as well at the top. That's what he wants. the Noblars have done another mortal wound into the Gore Grunters. Okay, good. I mean, yeah. He definitely... I mean, there's also a Stonehorn here. Like, oh no, we're not going to see Unstoppable Charge. What the hell was I talking about? Unstoppable Charge is only with a Stonehorn. Yeah, we're not going to see that until Tom's turn. Apologies, chat. I was just so excited. So excited. And also maybe... there are 3 Gore Grunters on the far right-hand side. They've charged in. They look like Stonehorn. Good. Oh, not Stonehorn. Mournfang. Oh, okay. All right, but they're not Mournfang though. They're Gore Grunters. Just for everyone in the chat. So those are Gore Grunters on the far right-hand side. So 3 Gore Grunters in on the right, 6 in the middle, and then our boy at the top. Okay. Can we get a shout out for Dom? We can. Dom, if we could shout out Dom right now. Dom Dom went 5-0 with Gits here in the UK today and won Best Sporting at the same time. A real achievement. A real achievement. Unfortunately, or maybe overlooked if we end up having to have the community is going to like lose its mind when the 4-Eye Blasters go 5-0. There's going to be some peak internet drama tomorrow, which is fantastic. What Mondays are for. After tournament battle reports. What happened? Oh no. Don't want this to have occurred. Okay, so another 3 pigs have managed to get in as well. Wow. Oh no, there's 6. The other unit of 6. I think this is absolutely right play from Gregory. He's just putting all of the pressure on his opponent immediately. He's just like, look, 6 Gore Grunters on the right, another 3 Gore Grunters. We've got the Mega Boss and Maw Crusher and the pigs on the left. Just aren't, like, you're pinned in. You have to, like, can you get out of all of this in a turn? Because that's actually, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. This Iron Blaster list looks very strong and extremely easy to play. Well, we'll see. Okay, so these are all the Noblars. 3 mortal wounds from the Noblars. Noblars currently 100 points of Noblars, responsible for about 200 points of Noblars, sorry, responsible for about 8 mortal wounds so far. 12 mortal wounds so far. And now we're seeing some impact hits. Can the table boss tell us how stressed or not stressed Tom looks? Okay, he doesn't look too stressed apparently. He is pacing, but anyone who knows Tom, that's all he actually does. Tom's always in a perpetual state of just about to leave. He's never actually fully wherever he is. He's always just about to leave where he is. I think that's what we're seeing. Usually for that, yes. Nobles play for themselves, but they are tiny and disgusting. That's true, but they're also meat for the farm. Right. Are we into combat now for the activation? Okay, who's activating first? We're definitely getting some smashing and bashing, right? The Maw Crusher. Oh, so the Maw Crusher activated first. Interesting. And wipe the unit. And we've got Violent Fury has been placed on this unit of 6 pigs here, which is +1 damage. And then do we have another Violent Fury token? Is that on the 6? On the far right as well? The ones next to the... Okay, perfect. Right. So that's +1 damage on them. Trying to maximize how many he can get in there. I'm not sure how many he'll be able to get in. So the important part is... yeah, okay, perfect. So on both 6. He's going to want to try and tag the Iron Blast or get within 3 inches. Not sure he's going to be able to do so, though. I feel like Tom would have definitely guaranteed he couldn't, but it looks like it might be 3. He's within 3 of the Iron Blaster. So that means he's not going to be able to necessarily do the big charge with it. But he's going to be able to pile into combat, which is going to be like, I mean, the Iron Blaster's got an okay profile in melee, so he's not bad. This Ogre list seems too complicated for me. It has shooting. I promise you, it's not complicated shooting, chat. Like, I promise you, it's so okay. Okay. So yeah, smashing and bashing, just in case someone doesn't know for some reason, when an Ogre unit, not an Ogre unit, when an Ironjawz unit wipes out a unit, it gets to fight again immediately with another unit. Quite cool, since the most recent FAQ is that actually supersedes Always Strikes Last effects, which is a nice kind of way of jumping around anything that might affect Always Strikes Last. I think that's quite a cool little feature. And inherently quite unique to Ironjawz wholesale, but you've obviously got some characters that can do it. Lead Belchers. Unsurprising, 4 Lead Belchers have just been lifted. They're pretty cheap. They're 170 points for a unit of 4, with 4 wounds apiece, but only on a 4-up save. So he hasn't lost a lot so far. He's lost 170 points of Lead Belchers, and he's lost a unit of Noblars, which cost 100 points. So then this unit of 3 over here is being activated, which means he's probably going to wipe out this unit of Noblars, and then that unit of 6 might wipe out these other 2 units of Lead Belchers. So he could be down a significant portion in the first turn, but as you can see, Gregory's brought his whole army over in this absolute meat missile, this hand grenade. I don't have anything else. This pork projectile. All of these things. Yeah, I can't wait to see the punchback. I mean, everyone has waited. Oh, he needs to wipe the Noblars. If he doesn't wipe the Noblars, then that just means all of these guys, so these Lead Belchers, they get to just shoot back. And their profile's okay. If they haven't moved, they get 2d3 shots, which is great. Yeah, the Bacon Brawlers. Yes, Shocky Dad, Shocko Dad Will. Thank you for resubscribing. Thanks everyone for tuning in live and subscribing. If you do want to support the show, subscribing is the best way to do it. Oh no, has he done badly? Oh wow, he got 2 wounds out of 12, wounded on 3s. He intended to be outside of 3 inches, I'm assuming, of this the Stonehorn in the center, which is about to do all the big damage. But that means the unit of 3 didn't wipe out the Noblars, which means the unit of 6 are going to have to pile into the Noblars here, and that means that the Lead Belchers are safe. That's pretty rough for Gregory. He would have really liked to have been able to take some more damage there. Fire the Gammon Cannon. Yes. Also, Tom set up for the double here. I mean, he knew what the Ironjawz army could do. It wasn't a surprise, right? So yeah, this is. Come on, Gregory, you got this. Tom, if you have only just joined us, you can go back and watch the previous game, which was super fun, Cruel Boys game, being played against Cities of Sigmar. Really great. And towards the end of the video, Tom did actually pop on and talk about his experiences, and we will interview him at the end of this. This whole event has been organised by the Old Town Throwdown crew. So if you are somewhere on the west coast of America and you would like to join and go to any of their events, then do check them out. You can find them out. You can find them on like BCP, like Best Coast Pairings. You can also just find them on Twitter or all sorts of other stuff. Let's go Tom Guan so Rob can say the new Jvember GT was won by the amazing Tom Long. As usual, correct. Yes. Hold the line. Okay, all of the Noblars are dead. So anyone who was rooting for the Noblars to survive this massive onslaught is I'm so sorry. And 2 Lead Belchers have gone. Where did they go from? Sorry. Okay, so a couple of pigs over here. So these 2 pigs were in range to reach over the top of the Noblars because they're only short kings at the end of the day, and was able to take out 2 Lead Belchers. And their bravery's fairly low, so they might actually go down. Thank you to Matani for subscribing for the first time, and thanks to Tom for donating 1,000 bits to the show. I know, F's in the chat. Come on, chat. Get some F's in the chat for the Noblars. They did their job. They were in the way. That's what they tried their hardest. I know, can't bring the Noblars back. Come on, F's in the chat for them. The fallen chosen. Noblars do deserve respect. Don't be like that. Yeah, big F's. Thanks, chat. I really appreciate the support and love. So the Iron Blaster's going in. It's going to charge. There's a Rhinox. It's an ogre with a cannon, but it's all mounted atop a Rhinox, which is a pretty decent like melee monster, really. Again, for a very cheap. Oh wow! Thank you to Azaka Hiriman for donating 1,000 bits to the show. Oh, let's go. This is for the Noblars. This pour one out for the Noblar screens, which are going to be the most annoying thing in all of Age of Sigmar. If you can't wipe them out, they're just going to do so much annoying. There are 20 of them as well. You get 20 for 100 points. If you don't kill them, They're just going to continuously do mortal wounds to you? I know what you're asking. Should I take 200? Correct. Good. That's absolutely correct. You have to paint them, but if only there was some sort of quick slapdash style method for painting, maybe you'd be able to paint them better. I can't think of a way. I'm not sure. Anyway, we've seen this unit of lead belchers pile in here into combat. We haven't seen any of these gore grunters die to the lead belchers. Oh wow. Oh wow, you funny. Thank you to everyone sending bits in the chat. It's very much appreciated. One pig is down. One pig is down from lead belchers at the top here. So there we go. So lead belchers have taken down one, and then there's no. Oh, and we lost another pig. So 2 pigs have gone. Okay, so Gregory's. Thank you to Azakahim for donating another 1,000 bits to the show. I'm almost certain that's my friend Jawan Noah Singh, who's very good friends with Tom Guan, and so may be rooting for him. Maybe rooting for him right now. Oh wait, yeah. Oh, what's the date of it? Just so there is. Oh, so on the December the 3rd, 4th, the same weekend I think as Everwinter GT, there's the Old Town Throwdown team event, which is teams of 4. Pretty certain. Okay, teams of 4 are playing. Really exciting. So that's again same place. Listen, it just sounds like there's loads of great events happening over with the Old Town Throwdown guys, and you should go check it out. Like everything I've seen so far has been very professional and really excellent. So I'm super keen. Winter is the weekend of the 11th. I might be wrong, but it is. Oh, okay. So it's Old Town Throwdown and then Everwinter. Okay, great. Wow, coordination. Thank you very much, chat. So yeah, so it's going to be. So that's the first weekend of December. Exciting, fun. Teams of 4. Hold on, why am I asking? I'm just gonna. Gareth, who's running it, the table boss, can tell us everything about it.
Yeah, it's a teams event here in Orange County. We have 12 teams signed up right now. We have space for a few more teams if any team wants to come join. It's going to be using the same standard Old Town Throwdown pack that is being used at this event. Yeah, it's going to be good. We got Team America are sending their best players over. Well, some of the best players. So Gavin, Tom, Noah, and Roger are all going to be flying in for the team. So it's probably going to be a battle amongst the other teams for second place. But we'll see.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, just to keep us updated, I think we're at the end of the combat phase. I think we're done. No more lead belchers have been brought into combat. So just the one. So just the one Iron Blaster is pinned in combat. Well, not pinned, but is locked in combat. Thank you, by the way, to Insomniac Painting for donating 1,000 bits to the show. Thank you to Shocky Dad Will for donating 5 gift subs to everyone in the chat. What up, chat? This is such a thrilling game. If you want to look at the lists, you can look at the lists. They're in there. Tom is taking a 5-minute break. Wow! As the pressure got to him. Whoa! Maybe can we get Gregory on the headset? Just ask him how he's feeling about. Let's go, Gregory. Let's see if we can get him on the headset. He's got an amazing voice. Let's see if he'll get on there with us. Oh, hello, Gregory. How you doing?
Doing fine. Yourself?
Yeah, good. There's 200 Age of Sigmar players around the world, from all over the world, who want to know how you feel about your first turn.
How's it going, beautiful people? I'm nervous as all holy hell. So I feel pretty good. It was really I whiffed really hard on the second unit of Noblars on the right hand side. If you can see my hand, um, I really wanted to kill at least another unit of Lead Belchers. I feel okay. So now he has to put some things into the pigs. The Maw Crusher is most likely going to live, hopefully. And if he doesn't, if he puts everything into the Maw Crusher, the rest of my army most likely lives. So I feel at least decently confident, but it can still be anyone's game. With him being hemmed in, if I win priority, I have a good chance of still keeping score 1, score 2, score more. So I'm feeling decently confident. It's still going to be rough. We'll see. I think it ends at the top of turn 2. Whoever has priority, I think. If I get it, I think I might have him. Maybe.
Amazing. Amazing. Thanks very much. I mean, nerve-wracking. I mean, loads of people in the chat
Yeah.
are... I mean, how do you feel about not killing those Noblars on the far right-hand side? Well, initially.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I would at least be like two more dudes dead. That's like 4D3 shots that I wouldn't have to deal with, and I would only have to deal with all of the other nonsense from the Iron Blasters. So I would be a lot happier if at least one of those units were dead.
Final question. Is Tom giving
Yes,
you
sir.
big ogre energy from across the table?
I wish. The man is very calm, cool, and collected. I need more energy to feed off the dude, though. He has a wonderful laugh, so he's keeping me in it. I need more energy. Like if he was just like eating a hamburger right now, like the dude needs a sandwich. But it's all right. I would love that though.
All right, perfect. Hey, Gregory, we're all waiting with bated breath to see what happens next. So we're all clenching with you. So good luck.
I'm gonna die, but thanks, man. I'll hand you over to Tom. Have a good one.
Thanks so much. Amazing. It's true that he's got a great tone of voice. He's got an amazing tone of voice. Like he's so. He's good. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, to War of Sigmar Bob for subscribing. Yeah, he sounds absolutely brilliant and nervous. You can hear the adrenaline. That's the thing that's most exciting for me is you can hear the adrenaline in his voice in that turn. How do you feel about his position?
It's going to be interesting, right?
Okay.
It's all going to come down to the Stonehorn.
It is. That Stonehorn. I mean, the Stonehorn's in a really interesting position where, so that's the Stonehorn that's located here. So obviously the Stonehorn does what Stonehorn does, which is just be crazy powerful. He has taken, on the Stonehorn, the -1 to wound buff, so mount trait. So he is like even more survivable than Stonehorn normally is. But the key part of the Stonehorn is that he's got that ability to like use the new unstoppable charge and fly over stuff. But there actually aren't loads of units in this Ironjawz army to fly across, so it's of limited use in some ways. So yeah,
extra movements. And, if he didn't have that, I don't think he'd be able to get the Stonehorn into the Maw Crusher if he wanted to. But with that extra movement from the fly, he can probably get the Maw Crusher into combat.
Yeah, I agree with
from
you.
The Stonehorn.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think what he did with the Morpot was really great for screening his army, but at the same time, it's
actually hurting him now. Yes.
Yeah, it's hurting him now. It's put him out of a position where he's ended up being like, well, he can really only go this way. Again, I don't think it's an overly terrible idea to just clear a flank. If he just dealt with the back right-hand half of the board, then sure, even on the next turn, then the Maw Crusher comes in and kills some stuff, but like whatever. So yeah, it's quite interesting. This is the voice, by the way, of our TO Gareth, and he is he's organizer of Old Town Throwdown. You'll see him as a judge at LVO, and he just generally organizes and makes sure everyone gets their shit together. And he's been a wonderful table boss. So thank you for your work today.
Okay, Tom is back.
It's on. Okay, we're ready. Tom's back. He's just eaten, as I understand it, 7 burgers. He has powered up the gut. The gut magic is ready. We have, at the beginning of the very first ever new Ogre Maw Tribes Under Guts play on a tournament that we've seen anyway. Yeah, we've seen the big gut magic ready to play. We've got a Mega Boss on Maw Crushers already taken 5 wounds. We've got 5 pigs, and 3 pigs. And then, facing off against them is 1 Butcher in the middle here with Blubbergut Stench. We have at the top, 2 Iron Blasters, 2 Iron Blasters over here, and then we've also got our powerful Stonehorn. So, okay, so Tom has chosen against the odds. So he's just chosen the battle tactic. Super easy, not very difficult. Keep an objective, hold an objective, basically. Super easy. It's one of those ones where you just think, I'm in a position where I don't want to think too much now. So that's going to be really important as well. So he's got the command trait. Again, you could go look at the lists, but he's got the artifact, in the Ogre army. He is currently rocking the artifact, the trophy rack. So add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly gutbuster units wholly within 12 inches. He's also got the spell Blubber Grub Stench, but I don't know if he's going to cast it. Find out now. If he decides to cast it, or if he tries to cast it. Oh wow, he's getting damned terrain to get +1 to hit on one of the Iron Blasters. You're just hearing. Okay. Took a wound. Okay. That might give us some indication of what he's aiming for. He might be aiming to get rid of the Gore Grunters and not be too bothered about the Mega Boss and Maw Crusher. Very interesting. Chat, the question... Okay, so he's casting the War Scroll spell on the Butcher, Voracious Maw. If you cast it, you do D3 mortal wounds on a 4-up. You keep cast. So Greg didn't unbind it. So D3 mortal wounds on the pigs. That's 2, and then on a 4-up, he gets to do it again. He just keeps eating. Just a giant magic mouth that just keeps... 4+, another D3. It's another 1 mortal wound, another 4+. Yep, that's another D3 mortal wounds. It's a hungry mortal. Oh, 3, another 4+. Yes, another D3 mortal wounds. That's 2. Another 4+. No, it's all over. He's full. Okay. Wow. Okay, I think that was 7 or 8 mortal wounds there. That was pretty decent. So he's definitely not going to charge this turn. So he's not going to be using the Blubber Grub Stench. Yeah, big more energy. He doesn't have the Arcane Tome. He's got a double 1-drop as a battalion in his list. So yeah, he doesn't have the Arcane Tome. AOS, when in doubt, roll a 4+. Correct. Hello, Pathorn. Hope you're well. I need to go back to SoCal to visit some folks. Would love to come play, but Gareth, how many hours will I be stuck on the 5? Question mark. Depends on where you are, bud. Come on. I don't know what any of that meant. last week there was last objective zone. There was loads of Swedish people just making jokes with each other. I was like, okay, what? I don't know what's happening. First game in the new Ogre book, the Voracious Maw killed Durthu in 1 go. Love it. Love it. That's the end of his hero phase. Doesn't have a lot of hero phase stuff. His battle tactic he chose was against the odds for everyone at home. So now... Yes. So we just got to check now to see whether or not... so in the movement phase, you can't come within 3 inches of an enemy model. And obviously there's the physical piece of terrain here. So, Tom, it seems, has got a spare base with him. Oh, sorry, no, the TO has a spare base. Do you have every single base possible? Wow. There you go. That's organization for you. No need to fret. Look at that. So they're comfortable that he's doing that, and there it goes. Off it goes. That's great. Love that. Well done. Can we just say that we're big fans of having spare bases? And again, Theo just proving his worth. The Bloodtooth has to work out whether or not. Sorry, not the Bloodtooth. The Ironjawz have to work out whether or not they want to redeploy. And I just got to say, Greg, do it. You're going to use the monstrous action no matter what you roll. No redeploy. Okay, because I think what he was hoping to do was move screen, make it so this unit wouldn't be able to go around. Okay. This is interesting. So he's okay. So what he's going to try to do this is incredible, is he's going to charge in to these these Gore Grunters, and then and then he's going to use the monstrous action, which is 3d6 move, and then go over here towards the Maw Crusher. That's why he's electing to shoot at the pigs, because he already thinks the Stonehorn can nuke the Maw Crusher. Don't forget, this Stonehorn started here. That's insane. This is crazy. This whole army isn't going to move. Oh my god, if he gets the double. I mean, you can fail the charge. Chat, don't stress. Right? No one stress. Everyone just be chill. It could be fine. Does get +1 to charge. Yes. Okay, so Table Boss is reminding me that he's going to use all of the rules. That's often one of the main criticisms, I would say, that people use the rules to full effect. But he's pretty hemmed in over here. He's got his lead belchers. So he's got his lead belchers. Don't forget the lead belchers are Ren 2. But they're only damage 1, so they're fine. My money is on is Tom Guan. Interesting. Gregory's got a great voice, though. Listen, I love Silent Violence. I love the Tom Guan. I'm just excited by all of this. Really nice to see some games. Thank you, excellent. Thanks, chat. Thanks, everyone. Obviously, it would be great eventually to have a co-commentator, but as we're getting Objective Zone off the ground, we currently are just making sure we can get all the tech and everything working. As I feel more confident to put people out for their day, I'll be bringing co-commentators in. Hopefully bringing more and more events from around the world on the same day at the same time. Well, not same time, but like, you know, through the course of a day. And hopefully it'll be even more fun. Loads of integration. Did he pop the pot? He did not pop the pot as far as I'm aware. So the Iron Blaster. So we're now in the shooting phase. There's 7 wounds at Ren 2. Into the unit of 3 or 6 pigs. 6 pigs here. So it's going to be Ren 2. And it's just done 12 damage. The 1 Iron Blaster has just killed 2 Gore Grunters. Don't forget, 2 Gore Grunters is 170 points. Sorry, 3 Gore Grunters is 170 points. Are they all? So. And they should be. Yeah, 170, and then the Iron Blasters are also 170. So there are points for point value. Like, obviously you got Legion's abilities and other stuff, but like, honestly, love this new coverage model. We'll pay for it. It's very little money to great value. Thanks, dudes. If you do want to book in your events from around the world, just get in touch. That's simple, and then we'll sort it out. So next shooting phase. The lead belchers are shooting, so that's the 2 units over there. Why are we down to 2 already? Goodness. Okay. Is this the next unit of lead belcher shooting? Just to be clear. Like, that's a lot of Dakar. It's a lot of Dakar. I don't think we've seen all of the Iron Blasters shoot yet either. Right now, the Iron Blasters have got 40 shots at Ren 2 doing damage to. Most of them will hit on 4s. But he's got 1 that he damned, so that's hitting on 3s, and another one he can give +1 to hit to, so that's hitting on 3s. So he's got 20 shots hitting on 3s, 20 shots hitting on 4s. Another pig is dead. That was to lead belchers. Can I confirm that we have 3 Iron Blasters left? What? Okay, so we currently have 3 Iron Blasters left to shoot, chat. 3. So we've got 8 saves on the pigs at Ren 2. 12 damage again from 1 Iron Blaster on the far right. This is amazing, chat. What We are seeing the meta defined right now. Like, the one that's in combat with the pigs is getting an all-out attack. I don't know if you just noticed, but we've just lost 6 Gore Grunters in a shooting phase with 2 Iron Blasters left to shoot. All-out defense was called for 5-up saves. 10 damage. That's 2 more Gore Grunters gone. 1 more Iron Blaster to shoot. And then the charge phase. Yeah, let's go, chat. This is imagine on the prio. 1 last Iron Blaster to shoot. 1 last Iron Blaster to shoot right now. If anyone has picked these up in their local meta, this is now the fear. This is the terror. Oh, we got. Are we past the shooting? Are we into charges? Oh, so he's measuring for charges, so he knows which one to shoot. Very interesting. So according to Tom, I think Tom says he hasn't played past turn 3 this weekend with this list. He said he thinks it's the most devastating list he's ever played, and Tom must have 24 events under his belt this year alone, maybe more. With different lists. Yeah, he's played Seraphon. He has played Daughters of Cain. That's what he's most common. He's used all sorts of lists. The Big Stabber list, like all manner of lists. Okay, so shooting the Maw Crusher, 7 saves on the Maw Crusher. Maybe he baited out the all-out defense on one of the on the pigs. Maw Crusher should be saving on 5s. Unless he's used Finest Hour. Might have. And he saved them all. Good. Tom says it's broken. I'm scared. Okay, so charge from the Stonehorn now. How many wounds left on the Maw Crusher? Like 8. Okay. 8 left on the Maw Crusher. Oh, sorry, 13. 13 left on the Maw Crusher. Apologies, chat. What have we got left? Okay, so we got, from our unit of 6 pigs originally, we're down to 1. From our unit of 3 pigs on the right, we're down to the 1 left. Our Stonehorn has done an 8-inch charge. So it looks like +1, so it's going to be a 9. Yeah. We rolled a 9. We don't know where he's getting. I think he might be wondering whether or not he wants to do the greed. He wants to get all the points, but no. Done it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the unstoppable charge. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, impact hits first, of course. He's rolled a 9, so 9 dice, 4 ups. You're going to do a mortal wound. Oh my goodness. Okay. What did he just do? He did 6 mortal wounds on the charge. Oh my god. Oh my god. How many points at Iron Blasters? There are 170 points for 1. The lists are in the chat if anyone wants to see it. The Iron Blaster on the far right hand side is charging. Rolled an 8. It doesn't count as a monster, so it's just going to be 8 dice. Any 6s or a mortal wound is what he's going for. 2 mortal wounds. So that's helping just whittle that down. That base in the center is, don't forget, is the Stonehorn. The Stonehorn is going to do some big charges after. Thanks to the Smalltown Throwdown and Old Town Throwdown crew for bringing us this list in real time at the very zenith of book release. This is thrilling stuff. This is going to cause controversy for days. Absolutely astounding stuff. Stonehorn has now flown. He's using Unstoppable Charge. You move 3d6. It's going to move 12 inches. Anything he flies across on a 2-up takes d3 mortal wounds. Then he has to end within 3 inches of an enemy model. So he's now going to charge into. He's going to now 3d6 move into the Maw Crusher. Yeah. Did he? Oh no, he didn't. He went the other way. He went the other way. Did he prepare and paint the list before it was even released? No. He actually borrowed this list from some of the Harambe's Heroes people. He killed the pig that was in combat on a 2-up. Right? I may be very much enjoying how much of a nuisance this list is going to cause the people on the internet. Greg says he's regretting saying he's going to be okay on the double, right? It's amazing. Oh, let's go, chat. I need you to clip it. I need you to tell people about it. Like, come on, set the internet on fire tomorrow. This is all we're here for. Yeah, just go. And don't forget to tell them it was the Noblar's fault. That was the real issue. Okay, the Stonehorn has moved up there now. So there's only 2 Gorgrunters left on the... Well, 2 Gorgrunters left over here. The 6 Gorgrunters are gone. We're down to 13 wounds on the Maw Crusher. The Stonehorn is back. There we go. Tom is the current Texas Master. That's correct. That's where the Harambe's Heroes hails from. So Tom borrowed the list off someone there who'd been running. Underguts, 4 Iron Blaster Underguts is actually pre this book has actually won several events or gone 4-1. It's gone 4-1 and done a 5-0 in the US in the past year and a half. It is not something. It's not an uncommon list in the US compared to the rest of the world. I've never seen it anywhere else in the world. Nerf the Noblars, exactly. Okay, so those 3 Gorgrunters are also dead. So far, in this turn, we have lost 5, 9, 11, 15 Gorgrunters, which is 75 wounds this turn. Noblars do mortal wounds on every turn, right? The Age of Man is over! It looks like... So we are. So this is the combat in the far right hand side. So this is our Iron Blaster. So the Gorgunter has killed the Iron Blaster. Oh no, a Lead Belcher. Okay, this Gorgunter has killed a Lead Belcher. That's it. We're on the comeback now, boys. Anyone who's an Ironjawz fan, we are making a comeback. We've just killed a Lead Belcher, and now we're in it to win it. There's another Gorgrunter died. So of our if anyone who's keeping track of our original 18 Gorgrunters, at the bottom of turn 1, we'll be left with 1. Only 17 died in battle round 1. Now we have the Iron Blaster piling in, hoping to get some attacks into that. Well, we could lose 18, not necessarily finished. Nice Alpha Ironjawz, you idiots! Okay, a Gorgrunter survived. Can we get some absolute love in the chat for that Gorgrunter who survived? What a hero in this top right-hand corner. He has done nothing but just... I was worried. If he'd have killed all of the Gorgrunters, it would have been an issue. Oh, wait, hold on. The last pig ran away. To be honest, though, I would also run away. That's what I would say. That big ran away. So we're in a priority going into turn 2. Tom has lost a unit of lead belchers, 3 lead belchers, and 2 units of Noblars. Tom Guan with the Ironjawz, not the Ironjawz, the Ogre's Underguts has won the priority. Priority has been won by the Ogres in turn 2. Gregory's exact words were, "I will not shake hands, and you will roll every damn dice for your points," is what he said. So interesting. If we go back to that interview with Greg, he said he was a little bit concerned. This is a disaster. This might be the most amazing game of Age of Sigmar I've ever covered in my life. This is apparently. Oh wait, hold on. Table Boss, can you let us know what you were just saying?
It's just been every round. This is just. Oh, hang on. Tom's got a question. I'll get back to you.
Okay, hold on. Tom has a question. Mainly, does he have to keep playing the game? I imagine it's what he has to ask. Is this the fastest final? Maybe. It was the question. Tom has taken Desecrate because they're rolling it out. So, yeah, this has been pretty much every game so far.
Yes. The only time that because there are 3 lists that are the same as this. Every game's gone the same way. All 15 games. The only time that there was a pause was when Tom was matched into a mirror match against Ogres.
Okay. Okay, so the mirror match. So maybe if you go Winterbite into the Ogres, then you're fine.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was a Blood Gullet list. A Blood Gullet list was
a Blood
what gave
Gullet
Tom
list.
some pause.
Oh, interesting. All right, thank you. Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so we're just taking Desecrate. We are not yet in the shooting phase. Okay, so he's just done the Maw. He just did the Maw from the Butcher, and only did 1 mortal wound, and then didn't get any. The Maw apparently is full. Full. Chat, time to let me know how you feel about the list. It looks like the Stonehorn is moving towards the Mega Boss on a Maw Crusher. Okay, so yes, he's playing. He chose Desecrate on this terrain piece, but they're playing sticky objectives. So effectively, he already controls this, and therefore he still controls it for Desecrate. But that's just true anyway, right? That's definitely how it works. So he controls this piece of terrain already because he was there at the end, if you remember. And then he's going to Desecrate because it's halfway in the territory, and then he's got that automatically. Looks like Zinc Safe Starters might not be too bad after all with their 5+ ward from shooting. True, it might not. This is fine. Don't you dare get my book nerf before it's even arrived. I'm just the news, man. I'm just telling you what's happening. I'm your friendly local neighborhood newsman, bringing you the gossip. That's it. You do what you want with it. It's got nothing to do with me. Grinning Blades is the counter meta. Well, this is literally what Aaron said in the previous game. Aaron said that he reckons he beats this list every single time. So that's Aaron, who was running this Cruel Boys list. He thinks that he absolutely beats this. And actually, I think he might be onto something. You can't shoot outside of 12 inches, so most of his units are safe from those big shots from the Iron Blasters. The Stonehorn, if it decides to yeet itself in, ends up getting shot to death by all of the shooting from the Cruel Boys. So actually, I think he was in a great... I think actually Cruel Boys into this match is actually pretty decent. But ladies and gentlemen, a new list has emerged in Age of Sigmar, and this is meta-defining. The Maw Crushers lift... So are we in the shooting phase? We're in the shooting phase, so we've got a lead belcher shooting into the Maw Crusher right now. Oh no. I don't know what he's shooting. Oh yeah, also just play Nighthaunt. It's fine. You can't rend Nighthaunt. An Iron Blaster shot. Okay, an Iron Blaster just shot into the Maw Crusher, and he took 6 damage. And so he's got. Now we're shooting a second Iron Blaster into the Maw Crusher. Welcome to the meter. That's the. Oh dear. Are they saves? Because that's bad news, Bears. Oh, he's got 1 wound left, ladies and gentlemen. The Maw Crusher lives. Hold on to your hats. The Maw Crusher. Okay, there is another Iron Blaster to shoot though, but just ignore that. Got 1 wound left. He can live. 6 saves. Rend 2. Come on, pass them all. No, that's a 2. That's bad. Okay, yeah, he's dead. Lead Belcher shooting into the War Chanter. So that's over here. That's, yes. Don't forget they're D3 shots, those Lead Belchers. The War Chanter has got 6 wounds, though. That's the time to make the snapback, I think. Get the War Chanter to kill the Lead Belchers. Take the Mega Boss around and kill the Iron Blasters. The Stonehorn has to just move around. You're up on points, Gregory. Don't give in. Okay, so we just have heard Greg has offered Tom, has asked Tom if Tom would like to give in, concede. Thank you. Why it went out of my head? Concede. So if and Tom has said that no, he's going to try and soldier on. So Greg, absolutely dominant on the tabletop, fearless in the face of this shooting. He's not giving in. He says you're surrounded. I think. So they're just shooting at. I think they're just shooting at. Okay, so the lone Lead Belcher here is shooting at the War Chanter. War Chanter not. Because you can just see him around the corner and he's still alive. Failed the charge. But he used his Triumph to re-roll and he got in. So the Lead Belchers are a charging unit. Okay, how many wounds left on? How many wounds left? Oh, he's got to be within 3 inches of that Mega Boss. The Mega Boss on foot. His time to shine. Impact hits first. They kill the War Chanter. Okay, that's an issue. Okay, no problem. Mega Boss on foot. Come on, bringing it back. That's. Oh, also, yeah, the Madcap Shaman is here. The Gits Madcap Shaman. Bringing it back. Let's go. All-out attack was called on the everything was into the fungoid. Everything's into the what? The fungoid. Leave him alone. Yeah, the ogres had a triumph. The ogres list is only 1960 points. If that makes you feel any better, they had less points and therefore weren't as good an army. The Shaman live, chat, on 1 wound. Get it. Absolutely get it. The Gits are alive. He's going to do an arcane bolt. Come on. He's a little Git. He's got this. The Mega Boss of Maw Crush is going to slap him to pieces anyway. And this has just saved him some time. Because then he's going to go round here now. Mighty Destroyers. And he's going to charge into them. Then he's going to get the double. And then he's going to kill them. Wait, he only wounded once. Okay, so only wounded once out of 7, which is going to slow him down a little bit. But he's not necessarily all done for. Fungoid is swinging. Come on. That's okay. All right, so it's not devastating. Let's just take a look at the scoreboard real quickly. See how we feel about what's going on. So currently, if we look at the score, it's 5-4. They at the end of combat on a 4-up, the new Gulping Bite Allegiance ability. On a 4-up, you do D3 mortal wounds to every unit within range. And unfortunately, they gulping bit the Fungoid Cave Shaman to death over here. So that is them dead. So that's him dead. So he's probably not going to Arcane Bolt. If we take a look at the score, Tom's probably about to score 5 points. So he does go up 9 to 5. Yeah. So 5 points for Tom. But now it's on for Gregory. Gregory's about to make the comeback now. Okay. He's got War Chanter. He can do against the odds. Come on. And he's gone for Finest Hour on the Mega Boss on foot. Over here. The War Chanter is buffing himself. Absolutely 11 out of 10 behavior. Probably going to go after the Stonehorn. He chose eye for an eye, so he's going to kill an enemy unit. That's the spirit. Gregory sounds like a great human being. I'd play Warhammer with him any day. What a great attitude. Yes. Okay, so he's using the hero phase move to get in range. So he's used he's used Mighty Destroyers to get closer to the Stonehorn. Come on. So the Destroyer has been popped over here. So Destroyer artifact on the Mega Boss on foot has been activated. He's also used Finest Hour. These lead belchers are about to die. Did he kill them all? That was it. Boom. Hold 1, held 2, did his battle tactics. 4 points, baby. It's 9 points to 7. Tom is losing. Is it 9 points to 7? Yeah. Okay, 9 points to 7. Ironjawz, War Chanter, Mega Boss on foot, going into the priority. They need the big priority here. Hasn't happened. Unfortunately gone to the Ogres. But if we just hunker down, it'll be fine. Tom has to choose a battle tactic. He's down 2 points. Tom needs as many points as he can get, and he doesn't have loads of... Tom's decided not to rally this lead belcher at the back. He needs a CP to make sure he can... massive swing, exactly. How will Tom bring it around? Does Tom give this one away or take the turn? Big choices. Question, do we know if Tom took the turn or not? Okay, so Tom has taken the turn, and his battle tactic has been gaining momentum. He's decided he wants to kill the War Chanter. That's what he's gone for. Stonehorn has moved. Greg has redeployed. Let's go, Greg. Never give in. Come on, Greg. 3 inches away. Screw you, Stonehorn. Absolutely Get out of my swamp. Come on. Let's go. Okay, right, the Iron Blasters. Just dodge and weave, little War Chanter. You can do this. Tom was going to take Damn to get +1 to hit, but because of his gruesome trophy rack, he realizes that the only things left on the board are heroes, and he already gets +1 to hit anyway, so he hasn't done it, saving himself valuable resources, really showcasing how he's been able to do so well with this list. It's his resource management that's really made the list quality. That's what you're seeing here. Okay, so 2 shots, hitting on 3s. Wounds on a 3, it's Ren 3, so no save. It's D3 plus 3, so that's 6. Okay, the War Chanter's dead. War Chanter is dead. Okay. Okay, 2 more hits are wounding on... Okay, so that's the rack, the gruesome trophy rack, so that is... got 2 6-up saves? 2 6-up saves on the Mega Boss. He saved neither, so this is 3 plus. So that's 8 damage. He's dead. At the bottom of turn 2, it's all over. The entire Ironjawz army has been wiped off the board. Sorry, yes, sorry, no, you're right. The top of 3. The top of 3. It took till turn 3. Don't you dare be on the internet tomorrow saying, I saw this army wiped out in a turn, because you'd be liars. And I don't want to hear a single lie from any of you in the chat, okay? A massive shout out to Gregory for taking that in an incredible spirit. And Tom for ruining Warhammer. Like... I'd love to speak to either of the 2 people if that's possible, whichever you want. You can maybe give us Gregory first and then Tom after if you fancy. We could do the cam as well if you want. Amazing, thank you. Hey buddy, how you feeling? Hey, bud. Yeah, you are. I mean, what an incredible voice. You took that really well, but it didn't look really great. How did you find that? Oh, wait, hold on.
Essentially,
there we go. We can hear you now. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
Right. So this list was essentially the same as Ian, person that we had previously in the tournament that I went up against. However, he had 1 more Iron Blaster, so it pretty much went exactly the same as how I had to go against him. However, the additional firepower on the guns and also on his first turn when rolling 3s and 3s on the guns only missed 1 shot per on hit into wound for all of them. So, and the pigs just got annihilated from there. So I was like thinking, all right, statistically I keep like 3 pigs on both sides, but he just rolled like an absolute animal. So, like, those things, way too cheap for their current points. Noblar's is asinine for how much damage you get out of 100 points.
Because it was the Noblars that won him the game, clearly.
Yeah, like, I can't just run right into them, and they are the screen. They're 20 wounds for 100 points, and I have to go through them to get to everything else, his actual army, and I didn't take out any points. I took out 200 points at the top of turn 1. That's it. And then the rest of it was he took out 2 6-man units of pigs with everything else, which is half of my army, man. And then I just didn't win a single prio. So, pain and suffering, thy name is Greg.
How was Tom as an opponent? Was he violent, silent? How was it?
No, he was having a jolly good time with it. He was very fun with it. And every time he was just rolling super hot, he was just laughing and more animated than I've seen the man. So when I see him in the game, it's definitely like where I actually see him like actually getting into it, like having fun. So like that was actually the most fun I had with the dude when we normally hang out. and go to like hookah bars or something, like when we go to restaurants or something afterwards. So it was really cool playing with him, and I don't know if it was like I can't really judge the skill because that's just this is insane for the War Scrolls purposes. So I'd like to actually have like a more fair matchup, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
To actually
yeah, of
judge where I go against like some of the top players. So I at least got here, and I didn't really have much of a choice. You know what I mean?
Hey, you did fantastic. You should be really proud of yourself. My question to you is, looking at what happened in that first turn, would you have played any different, or you think that's really your only option against such a list?
So like the problem is because I'm pigs, it's very simplistic. You just kill the heroes, and it's 30-inch range with his big shots that get +1 just targeting all my heroes, because that's also a broken ability with those guys. So he kills the war chanters just at 30-inch range without needing to do anything, and that's where my main damage comes in. And he has barely any GVs that matter. Noblars are also like not battle line, so my Violent Furies is what makes pigs able to be played, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So if I don't take the initiative and just charge and throw everything in, make him deal with the pigs, if I don't, then he's just shooting, kills my heroes, then focuses the Maw Crusher if you want prio on turn 2, in my mind. Because of how the terrain map was, I couldn't put 2 forests in the middle. So like I could have played more cagey and put pigs off onto either side and try to get more objectives and cap that. But then he just shoots me off, and then like I move 9, I have to get closer. He'll eventually move 9 with all of his blasters and still just shoot off pigs without getting charges off. So I don't think I would have done too much differently. It's just hard to I can't do any movement shenanigans when you have so much range. And I'm just neutered at that point. So
Also,
it's very hard for me to say.
Also hard to move when everything's dead.
Also that, yes. So like what I mean is like what I would have done different on my turn 1. It's like not charge so many things in, and maybe if I only went the Maw Crusher in first, like kill Noblars, and then best day ever. So his only like shooter dudes like tries to kill the Maw Crusher, like a distraction card effects. So if I just did him, and maybe if I kept prio, then maybe I could have done. So that's probably what I would have done. Just only throw the Maw Crusher in, see if all the shooting goes in there, see if he lives the best day ever all out defense, and then the pigs maybe come in if I still keep priority on turn 2.
Hey, man, I think you did great, and I love your attitude. You seem like such an amazing gent, so thanks so much. When's the next event you're going to be at? Are you going to go to something like LVO, or?
Yeah, I'm going to be in Du Bois next week, actually, because I'm from Rochester, so I'll be right up there. And I was like, hey, a bunch of my buddies that I used to play with, it's like, I'm going to be up here for like 2 weeks for Thanksgiving. Do y'all want to play GT with me? They're like, yeah. So I'm gonna be doing that next weekend. Not sure what I'm gonna play yet, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, have you thought about buying 4 Eye Blasters?
Yes, I do have ogres. I hate foot ogres though, but I kind of would have to do that. But I'm gonna hope that they get nerfed to the ground at least with more points, or at least make the 10 shots 1 damage instead of 2, because that's crazy. That can't stay the way it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hey, thanks for being an absolute superstar. We've loved having you on the show. The chat are in love with you. Thanks for being wonderful. Can we get loads of love for Greg in the chat? Look after yourself, and good luck at the boys.
Yeah, dude. Thanks so much. I hope to see you soon and actually get out to Europe one of these days. Maybe come to one of your events. Or
that'd be so
we'll
great.
See. I'm going up the competitive circuit eventually. I'm trying my best. But yeah, it was a pleasure talking with you, man. Thank you so much.
Loads of love for him in the chat. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Hopefully we'll get Tom on the chat if we get the opportunity to do that. That would be cool. How dare he ask for a nerf? I agree, chat. I agree. How dare he? How dare he ask for a nerf? Oh no.
Hello.
Oh
Hello, Rob.
no. Oh no. You're meant to just play
yeah.
the game, not ruin the game.
Look, it's rare that AOS tournaments won by a 40k list, so it's the first time for everything.
How did you? I mean, I already know how you feel about it because we talked about it twice today. But tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Like I told you, right? We were like last week during the preview, like when the Ogre book, and then they're like, oh, the Iron Blaster got a little change, like it's a 2 shots base now, so to get for the old Iron Undergut buff. And then it's like damage more consistent, D3 plus 3, so hits on 2s and winning on 2. So I thought that was pretty fine, right? Yeah, it's like a long range threat. and then they go to the hell shot. It's like 10 shots, 3 threes, run 1 base, and then 2 damage each. And then we're like, huh. Everyone thought it was a typo, but it's like, oh, I guess that's just a thing. So I was like, all right, what's the max number of Iron Blaster we can put in the list? And then it's like, all right, we'll put it in. And then they still had the support from the Butcher Caster, right? So to make all the monsters. So like, which I should have casted that spell on the bottom of top of 2 when I got the priority.
Yeah.
Because in case the damage shooting wasn't enough, all the Rhinoxes turn into monsters, which then do mortals on force, right? Like there was a real chance if I casted that spell, I could have just killed the Maw Crusher on the charge phase if he just took out the shooting.
Yeah, without even needing the shooting.
Yeah, the shooting is, if the spell goes off, the shooting is actually just extra.
Do you know you lifted 75 wounds worth of Gore Grunters in Battle Round 1?
I did. And then, yeah. Which I don't think is reasonable, right? Like, there's been a lot of, like, really powerful factions, right? You know, like, Zerafall, you know, do some chip damage, all -1 damage, and they had, like, the skinks, everything under cost, whatever. You know, Dollars of King, you got the like double shooting bow snakes, and then you have Marathi only taking 3 damage. Like those you can all like kind of, you know, play around like pretty with like list choices, and then you can. It's a lot of moving parts. This is just like you're within 21, blasting you with the hail shots, right? And then if you're a hero or a monster, like I'm hitting on 3s on the big shots and 2s on the low shots, and rent 3 on the big cannonball is actually, I think that's actually pretty problematic also, because one of the issues like these kind of lists usually face is like because it's a higher drop, so if the opponent wants to play a 1 drop, right, they can give you the turn and then go for a double. Where the issue with this kind of army is your threat range top of 1 is move 9, shoot 30, and then if it's a hero or a monster, you get +1 to hit on all the Iron Blasters. So because if they give you first, they're not putting up any buffs, no Mystic Shield, no like warding lantern, nothing like that, right? So like even against Stormtrade Guard on 4 cannonball shots, you're likely to just, if you spike it, you might kill like 3 of them, which is very unreasonable. And then like they come in, and the thing is, right, the Nobblers are actually a really important part of this list, right? You saw like
Tom,
they just
can I just ask? I feel like Nobblars are the main problem. Like Iron Blasters probably keep them the same and nerf Nobblars.
Yes, Nobblars are we have 4 Ogre players here, but I know we were talking last night. I think we ranked the 3 best war scroll in the Ogre book. Iron Blasters is 3rd. The Frost Lord on the Stonehorn, I think, is still better, despite how good the Iron Blaster is, because you got to see me charge into a 1-unit pigs, pick it off with the mortal wounds damage and the monster's action, and then kill another unit of pigs like 12 inches apart, right? Like that's absurd. And then the best scroll we still think is the Nobblers. General command trait, no battle shock, so it gets around all the negative downsides of big screen units. The trap mechanic is, I think, super problematic. Like you guys, like as you saw, right? The Maw Crusher move, they did a fasten, they did a regular move, and then they did a charge, right? That's 4 chances of me doing D3 mortals. And if it piles in at all, I get to roll another one. Like 5 rolls of you just pick up instant mental damage. And then like they're not GVs, so Binding Hunter doesn't really do much. So you still have to actually do the 20 damage. And then if you leave a couple alive, they're not gonna flee. They're still there. Right.
So Nobblars are the main problem. Is what we're finding out.
Yeah. Because 100 points for 20 bodies are immune to battle shock effectively. And they did like 14 mortals at turn 1, Rob.
I know, buddy. I saw. It was amazing.
for a screening unit, like good thing Greg's Maw Crusher had a war save. Otherwise, the Maw Crusher, when they got to combat, would have been half dead.
from just moving across the board.
Yeah, we were doing comparisons like mighty, like giant snake god, like Shadow Queen or 1 Nobbler. Like, can you imagine playing the Shadow Queen against Nobblers? Dude, you're just doomed, right? Like you're just moving around. It's like, oh, you clocked yourself, sweet. All right, like Iron Blaster will kill the snakes and the heroes, and yeah, sweet, cool.
You could just keep dying to Nobblars.
Yeah, it's like, all right, cool.
It's about time though that the little guys got a place in the world.
Yeah, the little guys. I think without change, the Nalvar War Scroll is super problematic. It's like it's up there. Like you can even take priest in this faction. Like get some curse in there.
Yeah, it's really good. It's because they obviously will FAQ it to normal move.
Yeah, I will like I pray to God it does.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's like, yeah, it's like, you move within 6, and then all the other stupid interactions like you like they move, you can trap them first and then redeploy away, and then like in the how they set up the screens, you can like trap them first, and then like, if you like do enough damage, you can like I'll leash out and then kill the things out. Like you just get so much, power as like playing a castle, and then on your turn you're like, oh sure, do 75 damage, third. Yeah.
I mean, most lists are around 120 wounds, so 75 damage is like not that much. It's medium.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's okay.
And then, can you imagine if we got the Blubbergraph stench off, and then it's like, these Iron Blasters all did like 5 on the charge, and do 5 mortals on the charge, and then they're monsters, so they get to stomp you, and then I count as 10 on the objective because I'm an Ogre monster, and I'm a Gutbuster, so after the end of the combat on the 4-up, you take D3 more mortals. Yay, 170 points.
It's a lot. Oh, if you, like, I know. So you've played all sorts of armies, right? Daughters of Cain, Seraphon, Big One. Like, talk to me. Like, right now in the meta, because I got loads of love for you, and I think you've got an absolutely solid choice on this. What do I do to beat the incoming Iron Blaster wave?
So Sylvan is actually a very great candidate to kill the Iron Blasters. Because your ability to put out a lot of woods to block line of sight to the shooting. And then and you have the current out with both. Rend 1, 2 damage each, right? So like with some and you're like hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s with like an Arch Revenant, so you can pick up Iron Blasters fairly easily, and they cannot hit you back. And then you have like Scythe Kurnosk, and that they can try to pick up the Stonehorn if it comes in, because I think Sylvaneth is probably the best answer into it. Deepkin can do it similarly as well, because you get the turn 1 ritual to deny shooting, right? So then, Reavers also really good at killing the Iron Blasters. Just volume fire. Like I think, and then if you can snipe out the hero, obviously it's very powerful, right? Because you effectively reduce the bubble, like the efficiency of the list by a lot.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's going to be really interesting. I even like the idea that because Aaron was running the Cruel Boys.
Yep.
Like
Grinning Blades also very powerful, yeah.
Yeah, Grinning Blades, and even maybe you could play Ironjawz into Ironjawz by going Winterbite, which is kind of I know the rend is obviously I know the rend is obviously really good, but if they can't shoot you, then like I feel like you win maybe a bit. But quite interesting. Okay, well, what's your next event? I assume it's next week, but.
Oh yeah, it's a GW Invitational where ogres were not allowed at that event, so we had to play Daughters of Cain. You know.
When are you going to try and play ogres again as soon as? Are you addicted to the Iron Blasters?
Oh yeah, there's a California Teams event, which I don't know if ogres are allowed there. Huh?
Not after this.
So maybe I think ogres are not allowed. So I think the next time ogres come out for me will be the Everwinter Grand Tournament,
which I'll be at. We'll see each other.
Yeah, and I think you'll see a lot of Iron Blasters. So also, fun fact: a Alopex is 165 points, so it's only 5 points cheaper than an Iron Blaster. So people can think about that.
What I enjoyed is when the Iron Blaster killed 3 Gore Grunters, and they're the same points. That was my favorite moment. For no snapback, that was great. All right, Tom, thanks for being wonderful.
Oh, one more thing. I will say though, I don't think Giants is the answer into this. I don't think you want to play Giants without 4 Iron Blasters, because you're gonna be like literally blasted off the table.
I think that list is going to redefine the meta completely.
Yes, we brought shooting back, Rob.
Yeah, we got it back. Did we want it back? I don't remember.
Well, like long strikes, who cares? Like we brought the real guns to this.
Yeah,
people are gonna want the Rend 2 damage shots back instead of Rend 3 D3 plus 3.
I agree. It was great. Tom, it's been fantastic having you on. Thank you so much. You've been brilliant.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Look after yourself, and my love to you. Love you lots, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.
Goodbye. Okay, so absolutely great stuff there. I'm not sure if our TO's gonna, or if we want to get anyone else in the seat saying goodbye to us at the end of the show. Obviously, they've got the awards ceremony. Yeah, come over, sit down, tell us how you feel about the. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
good. Oh, I didn't know the team also had a team top. Econohammer.
Of course. This is the day 2 top. We got 2 tops.
Wow, day 1 top.
I mean, for the economics fans, we've got a game theory chart on the back showing how sports scores are a load of rubbish. And we can mathematically prove that sports scores are a bad idea.
This is Gareth, everyone. He's been my table boss for today and has been wonderful. So if we can get some love for him in the chat. I mean, 2 wildly different games, really. Like a nail biter in the first one with lots of like almost underpowered shenanigans trying to tee off against each other versus nonsense.
I mean, I feel the first game showed off some player skill. The second game showed off some list power.
I mean, I agree. I mean,
Tom's a great player, but I think he'll be the first to admit that did not require much thinking.
And I agree. And I think also, I don't think Gregory really had many options either. I mean, it's going to be the big takeaway. It's going to be the big takeaway from today's stream. But what I'd like to talk about is like the local community, because I know that you've built it up since from kind of the ground up. How's it been building like these events up and having these events?
Good. I mean, so I started playing Sigmar, I think 3.5 years ago, and the only tournament near to me was a 2.5-hour drive, and that was an 8-person tournament that was held once a month. But I live a 4-minute drive from my local game store. They just didn't run tournaments, so I thought, you know what, let's just do it ourselves. And then COVID hit, but our store has a huge outdoor playing area, which meant that when lockdown hit, our store was the only store in Southern California that could run games. So we continued to run tournaments throughout COVID and lockdown and built the community up. And it gave something it was something that people in the local area could do. So we actually sort of quadrupled the number of players during lockdown, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's how it built. And then we ran our first GT almost 2 years, 18 months ago now. And they're now running, I mean, we got 6 GTs a year, just under the Old Town Throwdown brand. So yeah, it's just grown phenomenally.
Amazing. Is the plan to just expand? Like, because you've got a lot of people in America's big. You've got a lot of people in your state. Plan to just grow as big as you can make it. Because I mean, one of the states that I think does it really well is obviously Texas. They have a lot of internal events, and they built up these huge communities amongst them. Is kind of that a bit of a roadmap to do?
It is. I've just been shown the final rankings. We've got Ogres 1, 2, and 3.
Good, excellent. Yes.
I only bought 3 iron.
I think the blaster lists have gone 13 and 2, where one of those losses was a mirror match.
So taking out mirrors, it's lost a game.
Yes, and that was a minor loss.
Them nobblers.
There was a tie. Yeah. Earlier we were talking about how Aaron thought he might do okay against the blaster spam. He got tabled in 2 turns. He just faced it in his final round.
On the final round.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So Grinning Blades, no, doesn't work.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so I know you've got a team event. You said in December next year. Any big plans for like the local community and building up big events?
So we have another Smalltown Throwdown in February. We had the SoCal Masters final in January. So the first weekend of January is the SoCal Masters final. That's an invitational. The top 10 players in SoCal will be coming there. Other than me, I qualified even though I don't play, but I'll drop out and then so it'll be the top 11 players. Then we've got LVO, obviously, at the end of January, which is not in SoCal, but it's close enough drive that all of us will be going. And that's going to be insane. So then, February, we've got the Smalltown Throwdown. March, there's one other event I can't remember right now. And then we'll have our big summer event will be August 11th, 12th, I think. And that'll be a 100+ person major. That's our biggest event of the year.
And after
that, we'll see.
you keen to get people in from across the world, traveling in, like, or at least across the
100%,
country?
yes.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome. We're kind of hoping. I mean, you know, the event is in Southern California. It's not a bad place to be in the summer. Get your friends, go, rent a beach house, spend a few days at the beach. We're 10 minutes from Disneyland. There's a lot. It's a good place to visit. So yeah, fly in, play some Warhammer, have some good times.
Amazing. All right, great. Well, I'll let you get onto it because I think there's awards and other stuff. Any shout outs? Anyone you want to shout out before we head off today?
I will shout out my wife for all of this is possible because of her, including all of the equipment that we used to stream today was hers. So thank you, Hannah. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Other than that, no, I think that's good.
Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure spending the day talking with you. So thank you. My shout out to the Nuge and everyone in the community. So yeah, big love and thanks very much. Okay, chat, welcome back. It's just 4 minutes after midnight and I am not a pumpkin, which is great news for me. We are going home for a little sleep. But what a phenomenal evening. I got to say a personal shout out to both the Nuge and Gareth for a wonderful evening of entertainment. They were great setting everything up and they did a fantastic job. Yeah, I mean, great work from all of the players. 2 really fun games to kind of round out the day. And then the internet tomorrow is going to be some nonsense and it's going to be really fun, which I enjoyed. If you enjoyed the stuff that we make and do, you can support us either by subscribing on Twitch, subscribing on Patreon, or any of those. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed this. More Objective Zone. I'm not here next weekend. Yeah, not here next weekend. I'm in Sweden. And then Objective Zones will be spotty until the beginning of the new year. Yeah, bonkers, Greg, I agree. So Objective Zone will be a bit spotty until then. You can find out on the T Sports Network Twitter and also Facebook page in case Twitter explodes, I guess. And obviously you can find out from me on this Wargamer as well. But if you enjoyed this stuff, then obviously share it with your friends and let people know that there's some cool content out there. And yeah, loads of love. See you soon. Thanks to everyone. Bye.